His plane is getting ready to take off now. They are on the move on the tarmac. And this is what we have been watching for. And we don't know what destiny looks like on the other side of this trip when he gets here in New York City.
Godspeed,
but we
Donald.
do know what it has looked like.
God be with you.
The president
Be
has
safe.
called it a witch hunt. His opponents and Democrats
Thank
have
you,
said they're only
45.
seeking justice.
Please subscribe for
when
more.
they voted to impeach him, then Senate said, well, you can't kick him out. And there he sat, and he got stronger, much like Clinton.
New York bound.
Bill Clinton was the same way.
For his
It made him
indictment.
stronger politically because
They say, show me the man, we'll show you the crime. Us patriots say, show you the man, we'll show you the warrior. And there he is.
After those times, we saw a lot from this president. I know his son-in-law worked with him on the Abraham Accords. There were a lot that went on that we don't talk about in his presidency very much.
Jesus, please protect Donald Trump and his family and the patriots.
On the other side of this trip. What are your thoughts?
It does. I just want to flag, as we had mentioned, his family with him on board. Eric Trump just posted a tweet saying, watching the plane from the plane.
They had a clearer view when they were getting on.
So we know Eric Trump is at least there, perhaps some other family members. But, we reviewed this last week, but it's worth emphasizing again that the New York Times surveyed election experts. They could not find one example ever in the history of the Manhattan DA bringing a charge for a federal election.
Again, we're watching Donald Trump's plane, Trump Force One, heading to New York City for the arraignment tomorrow. He left early because he ain't worried.
It is not a question of
He didn't do anything wrong.
of a crime and then looking for the man who has committed it.
And the
It is a
Patriots
question
sticking
of
behind
taking
him.
the man and then searching
$5
the
million
law and putting
raised
investigators
on the
to
day
work
announced
to
of
pin
indictment.
self-defense on him. Those were
God bless
very
45. We'll
much
see you at 47.
I was just going to say,
We'll be right here with you.
Remember the Scooter Libby scandal during the...
Show us the man, we'll show you the warrior.
They went for him with a special prosecutor. They found something. It was all cooked up. He ended up going to
And
jail.
there's our
He was the
warrior.
right-hand man for the then vice president. The prosecutor said, give us the vice president. It didn't work then.
I had to cut
but
the
it was
other
a
video
very
short,
bad
Patriots,
warning.
because my hand just couldn't
Now,
hold
for
it
the first
anymore.
time, we actually
So this is
see
the end
all
of
way
the
up to the president
last video.
justice is
2 parts,
not
I guess.
blind in this country, and that is a Rubicon that we will.
Tomorrow we'll bring you more.
As this
On
plane
the
is
trial.
taking off, Emily, I had a question for you, and they paused now, so we really are on an imminent move. And as soon as that happens, we do want to watch. Just solely watch here. Let's give them another beat.
I'm going to turn it away till
always
they do move,
curious about the fact that
because my arm just
no
can't
one
hold
talks
this
about,
anymore.
at least I haven't heard it. This could go on beyond 2024. Like, how is that even possible, and is that on purpose?
Sorry for the blackout,
It
people.
depends to whom that benefits. Absolutely, the wheels of justice grinds very
Like I
slowly,
told you in the other
especially
video,
here.
I only have
We
one
know
hand to
and
hold,
anticipate lots of motions, so the
and I just
procedural
can't hold it up
aspects
for
of this case
long.
will likely play out over quite some
I'm
time,
not a
depending
big
on the
channel.
facts. You're
I don't
absolutely
have
right.
all the fancy
And
gadgets.
Keely, you mentioned how it's never been done on the basis of federal elections law.
And my
Here
right
in
hand
this city, it's just been used on
is
the
the only
basis
one
of
that
federal
works.
law in general. And federal elections law is highly specialized,
And here we
highly
go.
detailed, highly nuanced. And therefore, the novelty of this particular piggybacked charge, that's why it's so incredible.
Godspeed
and
be
that's
with
why
you,
people are
Donald,
so
and your
impressed with it.
family.
Because for
Get back to
such
us
a
safe.
massively detailed, again, specialized body of law, the fact that, again,
The news said his
local
son, Eric Trump's on a
political
plane
animal,
with
as
him,
he described him, has
and the
sort of
Secret
charged
Service.
himself with this, what he deems as a successful
Sorry for all
outcome for
the
this
BS your
is
family went
quite
through,
shocking.
Donald.
He forecasted. He didn't say that he
Like I
wouldn't
said
bring the case.
before,
People who
show
say
us
that
the man,
didn't listen.
we'll show
They
you
didn't
the
read what he
warrior.
said. What he said was, I'm not going to bring it now. People started
And
quitting.
here he
Remember
is.
that? Pomeranz, one of the attorneys in the DA's office when he took over from Cy Vance last year. And, oh, you're not going to bring charges against Trump. We're quitting. And he said, no, it's not a strong enough case right now. When I have what I think I can win, I'll come back. I guess that's what he thinks he has right now. You mentioned the wheels of justice. I'm watching the wheels on that plane. And I'm wondering if you are the former president of the United States and you have been saying since the beginning, witch hunt. People are after me. They're going to keep coming for me. They don't want me to win. I'm winning, so on and so forth. You have heard it time and time again. And there will be, as far as we know,
I won't let this one go as long as the last one. But subscribe while I got you.
So a couple hours before the former president, makes his way to court. So All of that, though, they've got all these people to talk about what he normally is talking about, and they've got them right here in New York. What about
They're probably waiting for the tower to get clearance to take off.
Right now is the president is ready to take off for New York.
You mentioned as well the resignations that occurred upon the declination to prosecute Pryor, and I just note the contrast with how many DA resignations we saw here in this town and around the country because the DAs failed to prosecute actual criminals, because the real victims began growing by the millions of those affected in these Democrat-led cities and Soros-backed district attorneys that failed to actually implement true justice, to prosecute actual crime that has harmed so many people who pay their taxes and who
God
vote
bless you,
whichever
sir.
way they please, because that's the beauty.
You can see New York City view up in the corner.
I think you're going to face even more of a lack of leadership because of what's going on right now, right? People are not going to want to run for office if
Right.
this
It's a
is
big
where it
plane.
goes.
Who would want to?
Nobody would want to
Right.
do that. You know, you're not making a lot of money. The downsides are so much bigger than the possible upside. So we're kind of signing our own death warrant here.
Yeah, and what was interesting, again, I hate to go back to the same piece, but it really was fascinating in the Times. She actually goes on to write out what a case by a local DA would look like against
I'm gonna
Hunter
put it
Biden.
away again. My hand's
To use
falling
the
asleep.
jurisdictions of Florida, Texas, perhaps, where you could technically use local laws and do some fancy footwork, which is not what you should do when you're in laws. Emily can tell you, you look at precedent, you look at tradition. Those things matter. Jim Comey, when he declined to bring charges against Hillary Clinton, or recommend them, I should say, he said this, and I quoted this in part paraphrasing, although there is evidence of potential violations regarding the handling of classified
They're waiting for a
information,
runway to
our
get
judge says no
cleared.
reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case, and he cited that part of
That's
the
why they're
reason
sitting at the
was
tarmac.
similar situations have been handled
They
in the
taxied
past.
out,
That is what you do
now waiting
when
for
you are
clear
the
from the
FBI,
tower.
when you are at the DOJ, when you are a Manhattan DA, but that clearly was not done
Again,
here.
Donald Trump
And
heading
here
to
we
New
have,
York City
seems to be
for
fancy
his
judicial
indictment
footwork
tomorrow.
to attack
He's leaving
one
early
individual because of his
because he
last
ain't
name,
scared.
political party, and his perhaps threat to the political ambitions of
And the
the
Secret Service is with him.
Talk to me, Douglas, about your thoughts.
They had a video on
about
Eric Trump, mayor of New York,
at this point. I mean, can he run for
said
president
that they
without only
will
laying
not
out
stand for any
16
terrorist attacks or any violence. I personally wish they had the trial someplace else because the lawyer, not the lawyer, but the judge doesn't like the Trumps. I hope he gets a fair trial and put this far behind him.
But some of those competitors will, some of the other Republicans in the field who will want to be talking about some of the subjects we've raised.
When we get back to takeoff,
They won't be able to talk to that.
look in the right screen, you'll see New York City. What's going on? They're getting ready to see him,
Is this what they wanted?
even though they're all Democrats.
They're boosting him among his own party, which is
They're still waiting on the
problematic
tarmac.
because voters feel very differently, I would imagine, than the people who want to run against him. Look, it already happened.
There could be a
I
plane
mean,
trying to
those
land.
who have already come out and declared.
There's another plane taxiing out.
Could have set an egg timer for how long
As you
it
can
took
see.
for people to be asked, what do you think about
So they
the
gotta
situation?
wait from the
I had
tower to
Nikki
be
Haley. She's at the border
be
today.
cleared to
She
go.
laid out a really detailed plan, basically just shutting Biden's work right down. And we got into it, and we went on there, and then we
And
had
that's
a
what
quick
they're waiting
session
for, that
because you
plane to
can't
take
ignore
off
the
so they can
news
use that runway.
about Trump. And go ahead, Jared.
Well, you can't ignore the news. This is what I was saying at the beginning of the show, is that perhaps the calculation by Democrats is we'd really prefer to run against Donald Trump. So this is why they're messing, as I said, with the electoral process to begin with, because they'd really like to see him run. They think they have a good chance against him. Again, I think this is a horrible way to go about managing Biden's prospects.
Now they're next in line to
Yeah, I
take
think
off.
there certainly could be something to that. I mean, to your point, this might be the only moment of Republican unity we see in the next year because everyone is unified around this injustice.
The way that you say it is, Kayla. You're like, look, just back the nominee. You always say that.
God bless you,
Back the
sir.
nominee. Don't get
Be
divided.
safe.
It's going to be some debates and some talk. Okay, this plane is now next in line. When we were watching before, we didn't have the purview of the entire tarmac. Apparently, this airport at Palm Beach International is very busy in West Palm Beach. And
Well,
number 45 is ready for takeoff. Inside the plane, you mentioned Eric Trump, his son is on with him. We couldn't see that from the people that were getting on. He just tweeted,
Getting
"Watching
fired
the
up."
plane from the plane." And so there they go. And
God
in the last
bless,
45
45.
seconds of this show,
See you in
the
47.
former president of the United States will come to New York City to face an indictment that will be unsealed tomorrow so the rest of the world can see what charges are against
And they're
Donald J.
airborne.
Trump. And what will that look like? And what will he face at tomorrow's arraignment? On the other side of this flight, Trump will be in New York City. And we've already seen the police commissioner, the mayor, everybody getting ready, but they're doing the one thing that Jerry said. They're talking Trump. And they can't stop talking.
Wow, they're
about
going high.
We'll be covering every second.
I'd
We
be
kept our
air
promise to do
sick.
that. And now we promise to go straight to America Reports.
God bless.
Harris,
Stay
thank you.
tuned
As
for
well,
more.
Air Force One winging its way toward New
Please
York
subscribe
City.
for
Former
tomorrow.
president on his way to face the first criminal indictment of a former U.S. president in
We love you, sir.
history. Hello from Washington. I'm John Prince.
Like I said before, show me the man, we'll show you the warrior. There's New York City in the corner.
So the former president just departed his home in Mar-a-Lago. He's got big plans to spend the night in Trump Towers.
Trump Towers. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow.
This tomorrow to face a reported 30
Subscribe.
charge indictment from